29. Intrinsic and extrinsic. Attribute.
The impacts of tourism on the environment are evident to scientists, but not all residents attribute environmental damage to tourism. Rather than finding others who seemingly are better off, focus on the unique attributes that make you who you are.
Attribution.
Perfection, or the attribution of that quality to individuals, creates a distance that can prevent the public from having relationships with them.
Causal.
Sometimes there is no single causal act. Rather, there is a complex chain of events that all led to the result.
Casual.
Employers separated out leisure from work by creating holiday periods, because it was better to do this than have work disrupted by the casual taking of days off.
Implicate.
We attribute causes to events, and as long as these cause and effect pairings make sense, we use them for understanding future events. Yet these causal attributions are often mistaken. Sometimes they implicate the wrong causes.
Implication.
At some time in their lives, most people pause to reflect on their own moral principles and on the practical implications of those principles.
Reflect.
When the mirrors reflected their images back at them, most children took only one piece of candy. Unfortunately, the staff on duty at the time did not reflect our customer service policy. They take the time just before bed to reflect on 3 things that they are thankful for that happened during the day.
Reflection.
The fact that language is not always reliable for causing precise meanings to be generated in someone else's mind is a reflection of its powerful strength as a medium for creating new understanding.
Fake.
The diamond that he gave her was just a fake. The technicians created the illusion of control by installing fake temperature dials. We all know how to fake our emotions to some extent.
Introvert.
An introvert would enjoy reflecting on his thoughts, and thus would be far less likely to suffer from boredom without outside stimulation.
Introverted.
If you are introverted, you are far less likely to make a mistake in social situations.
Extrovert.
A psychologist called a group of introverts to his lab and asked them to act like extroverts while pretending to teach a math class.
Extroverted.
He rated how generally extroverted those fake extroverts appeared based on their recorded voices and body language.
Consistent.
Consistent with our place at the top of the food chain, humans have eyes that face forward.
Consistently.
The participants who owned their coffee cups consistently valued them higher than the other participants who didn't.
Consistency.
People tend to seek consistency. They tend to interpret information with an eye toward reinforcing their pre-existing views.
Inconsistent.
He noticed that her statement was inconsistent with what she had said earlier.
Inconsistently.
Higher graded teas are teas with leaves that are tightly and uniformly rolled. Lower graded teas, on the other hand, are teas with leaves that are loosely and inconsistently rolled.
Inconsistency.
The inconsistency, which illustrates an ethical tension between the good of the individual and that of the public, appears across a wide range of human behavior.
Inherent.
There exists an inherent logical inconsistency in cultural relativism. If one accepts the idea that there is no right or wrong, then there exists no way to make judgments in the first place.
Intrinsic.
Success is at least partly determined by intrinsic quality.
Extrinsic.
The negative effects of extrinsic motivators, such as grades, have been documented with students from different cultures.
Implicit.
Memory has two types, implicit and explicit memory. When you learn things without really thinking about it, it's implicit memory.
Explicit.
Explicit memories are the memories or the specific things that you consciously try to recall. You use explicit memory every day on a conscious level.
Explicitly.
Employers separated out leisure from work. Some did this quite explicitly by creating distinct holiday periods when factories were shut down.
Vulture.
These vultures have no feathers on the head and eat dead animals.
Keen.
The vulture feeds almost exclusively on dead animals. It finds its food using its keen eyes and sense of smell.
Keenly.
Poetry sharpens our senses and makes us more keenly and fully aware of life.